It's a beautiful May 28, 2023. We're out in Yaphank near Shirley. See the Long Island Live Steamer celebrating 57th year. A lot of nice little miniature trains that are run on diesel and steam power. I haven't been here in almost 30 years. See, it's a beautiful day in this wooded area. A lot of people here waiting to get the trains. Tickets are free. They run frequent trains. Goes around a nice loop. All kinds of power. I've already seen a Long Island Railroad GP38-2 and a Santa Fe war bonnet, among others. Trying to capture some of the trains passing later on. I don't think you can do any video while you're riding on the train. Interesting trains running around. Looks like a GP50 or a 60 with a Santa Fe C44-9W and war bonnet paint. Look at that. They operate on a signal system, as you can see. Notice it says Southaven. That's the name of the county park this is near, Southaven County Park. Here we have a Baldwin Santa Fe F7 war bonnet paint used on the old Super Chief El Capitan and all those other trains. Thomas the Tank Engine is beating that Long Island Railroad GP38-2. They're neck and neck. But I'm sure the GP38-2 will win because EMD rules. Well, here comes the Santa Fe war bonnet C44-9W. May be a GE, but it looks great in that paint scheme. Love those cabooses, always did. One of the best looking cabooses ever made. The station here is called Southaven, where passengers can board. Got a couple of trains pulling in. This little steam engine and this Baldwin. And here comes the Santa Fe F7. Should be more correctly called an FB7. Alright, the Long Island Railroad GP38-2 set is arriving. That's engine 250. Was a class engine of the Long Island's GP38-2s, delivered back in '76. Probably one of the greatest locomotives the Long Island Railroad ever had. Activity. Got two trains loading, getting ready to pull out. There goes the Baldwin. Cheap 38-2 is next. Does it have a K5 LA horn? They were delivered with S3Ls. A lot of them were fitted with K5 LAs later. The 277 was probably the first engine that had a K5 LA. That was the first one I ever heard. Beautiful sound. Yeah, this is a strict rule, so I won't be doing any train ride videos or any RFWs. Might lose my phone in the woods and never find it again. There's a control tower which throws all the switches. This line is signaled throughout. Very authentic operation as far as this goes. This is the loading area. You see a lot of trains coming here. Best part about standing at this location is seeing the trains come into the station. Some Santa Fe rolling stock. Again, I love those cabooses. Those cabooses move pretty fast on the Super C. That was their fastest piggyback train. Ran from Chicago to LA in 40 hours. Almost got knocked on my rear end by it in Galesburg, Illinois once, back in the mid-70s. Oh, here comes the train that my wife and I rode on behind that Long Island GP 38-2. Not exactly a big boy. Well, we got 2 tickets to take 2 rides, but the line is so long here, I don't feel like waiting in line again. So I'm just going to get some trackside videos in certain places. Here's the Southaven. I guess it's a cheap 50. Gorgeous day, people having fun. This is definitely a kids venue, but this senior citizen kid gets a kick out of it too. Here comes the GP 38-2. That was the paint scheme they were delivered in. Waiting for track space in the station. This is Jamaica. Looks like he's trying to go in on track 1, but there's a Grand Central train waiting ahead of him. Santa Fe is well represented here. That was a great railroad. Here he goes into the station. Here comes the Baldwin power train. I think that's a S12. In later years, you found them mostly around Philadelphia. Well, that's where they were built, in Baldwin. We're on the road that parallels the north side of the complex. You can see the Dwarf Signal with a restricting signal there. We're just east of the station here. actually two courses here. There's the ground level course, which I'm alongside. It goes around twice. And there's an elevated course that people my height and weight can't ride on. Well, here comes the Southaven Jeep 60 or whatever that is. Can't tell if it's a 50 or a 60. They have those big radiator air intake grills in the back. Well, here comes the Baldwin consist. Don't get jet lag. Here comes the Long Island GP38-2. Love those engines. They're still running for New York and Atlantic, earning their keep. What a beautiful setting for this layout. Here comes Thomas the tank engine. Comes the El Capitan. I guess it's the El Capitan. It looks like a coach train. Without question, the greatest paint scheme ever. Kansas City's Southern Belle scheme is right up there, along with the MBTA scheme on the F40s. Yeah, they took the C44-9W out of service. There it is. Try putting that in your pocket and taking it home. We're at the Railroad Museum of Long Island by the Riverhead Station. There's some equipment. There's RS3 number 1556. And there's Neil Feldman. He's putting primer on it.
So primer on it. I'm going to get it pretty much ready to go, so that hopefully by the end of the year, if I got enough people to help me out, we can get this thing painted. Unfortunately, it's not going to be in the the orange and gray. It's going to be in the MTA scheme. That's what we're aiming for. The last scheme that this engine wore while it was in revenue service in the 1970s.
Oh, blue and yellow.
Yeah, blue and yellow, yep.
Ah, too bad it couldn't be in the gray and orange.
We were thinking of it, but we wanted to give it a little bit of a different look.
Ah, well, that'll be different, all right.
Absolutely.
As long as it's running, I don't care what it looks like, as long as it sounds good, like they usually do. So.
Yeah, well, right now, I wouldn't say it's in total operating condition, but we're giving it a nice cosmetic look at the end. So eventually we are going to get it into operating condition.
Oh. Where are you going to run it? From here to Greenport and back, or what?
We wish if we were able to put PTC and if the railroad would allow it, but unfortunately it doesn't have any PTC in it, no automatic speed control, nothing like that.
Ah, oh. Well, I'm sure you'll get it working sooner or later.
Eventually, yes.
All right, looking good. Looking good.
Thank you, yes.
Well, here it is. Long Island Railroad RS3 1556. It's still got the orange on the short hood. And this looks like all primer here. These were great engines. They ran on a scoot all the time. I like the way they percolate. I like the way they belch black smoke out of that smokestack when you notch the throttle out, just one little notch. And this guy is doing his best to keep it running.
Absolutely.
Repairing it, I should say.
Absolutely, yep.
Oh, I'd love to be here when they start it up.
We started up once or twice years ago.
Oh.
I think like 2006, 2007, something like that.
So, it's incapable now, I take it.
There's a leak in the, from what I know, there's a leak in the radiator.
Oh.
Preventing it.
That's no good. That's
nah.
No good. So, what makes these RS3s is the double sealed headlight. I always seem to like that better than the single beam. So.
Absolutely.
That's what I don't know of many RS3s that don't have the double beam. So Erie Lackawannas didn't. I think some of them did though, but most of them didn't. So they were the twin lights. So
I know the RS1s were single, as far as I know.
they were.
Right.
The RS2s from the D&H, they were single lens
Right.
too. So, but these have always been double. They had 10 of them. So 1551 to 1560. That's how they were numbered. But they ran on Oyster Bay trains and on a scoot. So, did you ever ride behind one of these?
No, never did.
Oh, you're really missing something, man.
Good history on this railroad, you know, with those.
No, I would ride on a scoot on a P54 with the front door open, and he'd notch the thing out, and then you hear that M3 horn blasting away. It was deafening.
Yes.
For these little engines, they certainly had a lot of get up and go. They really did. So
And very reliable at that.
they really were. I don't know which was more reliable, these or the C420s.
Both, I think, were about the same, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the last C420, I think they retired in like 80.
89. So
Yeah.
the last two was on a trip. I think it was a list trip that ran through the Mitchell Field Secondary. I believe they ran with the 225, 229, and then they ran with a, they painted those into the blue and yellow. And I think they used the FA Power Pack. I think they used 609.
Ah, okay. Was this one of the RS3s that ran the last of Steam?
Yes.
This one. What was
Yes.
the other one?
I don't know. I know 1556 introduced the diesels. That I know.
Yeah, they had a P72 and a G5 at the end.
It was
Well,
35 and 39 both.
yeah, which is the one that, which is this?
This is the 39s. So the boiler is at Strasbourg, and this is the rest of the stuff for the 39, the tender and all that stuff. But like I said, the boiler is over in Strasbourg.
What was the one that was in Stony Brook? It wasn't this one, was it?
It was this one, yes.
Okay, then 35 was the one that was in East Meadow.
That is correct. That's in Howard Park, right?
Oh, okay. Well, I'd love to see those running. Got some recordings of them with their Penzie whistles, and they were pretty good accelerators. Of course, they had thick drivers. Let's see. Yeah, look at those drivers. I don't know if they were 80-inch drivers, maybe 72-inch drivers, 460, but great little machine. Penzie had some great-looking steam engines, but I gotta admit, I like the New York Centrals better. I'm gonna get some hate mail now.